everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be my first update for my cheek product project pan. This is a project I started a couple of months ago and I will update this in about every 2 months. I will say right away, with this project I just want to focus on some older cheek products. I want to finish the products one day, but it is a project where progress is going to be really slow. So it's not going to be like pan in every update or an empty in every update. However, this time I will say I do have a couple of pans and I'm actually pretty surprised about them. So in this project I am working on 2 bronzers, 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. So the first bronzer is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. And let me show you what this looks like. I will also put to the screen a picture of what it looked like a couple of months ago. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but I was actually able to hit pan or the bottom. There's not a shiny metallic pan with this one, but there is that thing where these kind of baked products typically are. I will say I don't even know when I hit pan on this one, because when you hit pan on something like this you don't typically notice it right away. So one day I just noticed that, hey, that's the pan. Let me check the weights because I do weigh the products for this project. So in the intro this weighed at 48.55 grams, now it weighs 47.74 grams. This is something that I have used multiple times. I have actually used it for 50 times in this project. So right now this is the bronzer that I wear every time that I do my makeup. And that's why I am hopeful that I maybe could finish it this year. Right now I am focusing my brush a little bit more on the lighter side of the pan, but in about a month or 2 I will probably get some tan and I will move to the darker side or just putting my brush to the entire thing. But yeah, happy about my progress with this one. This is a really old bronzer and it's also really bulky packaging, so I do want to finish it. But I will say this is a stunning bronzer. I do love it because it's such a neutral color. I am wearing it today and it's just a gorgeous shade. I do love bronzer that is kind of neutral, so that it's not cool by any means but not orangey. So this is beautiful. Speaking of orangey bronzer, the another bronzer that I have here is the Benecos Natural Fresh Bronzing Duo. So it's actually a duo of bronzer and blush, but this one is really orangey. There's not really much progress on this one because I actually only used it once. And I cannot now remember if I used both the bronzer and the blush or if I choose to use the blush. But the one use wasn't enough to make any change in the weight. It weighed at 55.05 grams in the intro and it weighed at the same today. So no progress on this one. However, I wasn't really expecting it because I just love that other bronzer more. So I don't see myself using this bronzer much before the other one is finished. And what comes to this blush, this is a kind of reddish berry type of blush. It's pretty pigmented. It's the most pigmented and the brightest of my blushes. It's something that in winter it could give me that kind of like flushed cheek look. And I think I went for that kind of look before I started this project, but then after I started this project I have not been that much into it. But then in summer I think I'm able to pull it off a little bit better because when I have tan it's not going to be so noticeable. So hopefully I can make some progress on this one this year. Then I do have here all of my depotted cheek products. They are living in this magnetic palette. So I do have here a couple of blushes. These are both from Essence and it's the Essence the blush formula. I will say, by the way, my daughter got her hands on this palette once. There's some damage on the blushes, but it's really minor. So first is the Essence the blush in the set Bedazzling, and let me show it to you. This one is kind of like a really neutral peachy, slightly pinky blush. It's something that I like to wear if I want to go for a really nude blush look. Typically I like to go for some sort of a neutral blush, but this kind of like pinky, peachy nude is something that will go on everyday basis beautifully. It goes with any eyeshadow look, with any lipstick. So yeah, I just love it. However, I will say I have not been wearing these blushes too much that I have in this project because I have been focusing on some eyeshadows as my blushes. So today I'm wearing this Salted Caramel from my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. And it's something that I have been wearing as my blush a lot. On its own it may be a little bit too much and it can be a little bit patchy, so I have not worn it on its own in a long time, but I actually pair it with this one eyeshadow here. It's a Depotted from the KVD Shade and Light Eye Contour palette. So I do wear that combo at the moment. However, after I get the Too Faced palette out, the chocolate bar, it should be by the end of this month. There's 3 more shades that I want to finish. After that, I don't think I want to anymore wear eyeshadow as blush. Now I just want to get the palette out. I want it out by the end of this month. But this blush I used 14 times within the past 2 months and it weighed at 10.08 grams in the intro, now it weighs 9.84 grams. The another blush that I have in this project is the Essence The Blush in the shade Bespoke. This one is a beautiful bronzy blush and this one is my favorite from all of my blushes. I just absolutely do love this blush. It's a beautiful satin finish, bronzy, but not like orangey type of bronzy blush. But this is not really a blush that I wear a lot this time of the year. I have only worn it 3 times. It weighed at 10.48 grams in the intro, now it weighs 10.41 grams. So not too much progress on this one. However, this kind of shade is something that I do wear a lot, specifically in summer and fall time and holiday season. However, in springtime this is typically not my favorite thing. I will rather go for that kind of like peachy, pinky nude, but still each time that I wear this I do really love it. Then let's move on to the highlighters. I am working on my Essence Pure Nude highlighter. So there we go. I don't know how well you are able to see, but I was actually also able to hit pan on this one. However, here there's also not a shiny metallic pan, but it is just like pressed somehow in the plastic, but that over there is actually pan. So just like with the Too Faced bronzer, with this one also I don't know when I hit the pan, but when I looked the picture of the intro, I didn't see it in that picture, so it must have been within the past couple of months. And I was actually really surprised about that, although I will say I have worn this a lot. I wore this highlighter 46 times during the past couple of months, and most of the times I just wear it as a highlighter. I am wearing it as my highlighter today. I have just realized that I am not into a really blinding highlighter anymore, and for me not loving that kind of highlighter anymore, I surely do have way too much of highlighter in my collection. If I could decide, I would wear this one just every day because it's such a natural but still there type of highlighter. It is truly that beautiful glow from within and it doesn't look glittery, it doesn't look like I'm having this like stripe of something shiny on my face. It just looks so natural. I absolutely love it. I almost don't want to finish it, but because it's so old I need to work on it. I think in the really beginning of the project I also wore this one as a finishing powder. It also works beautifully for that if I just lightly go there with my brush and then apply it to my face. It's not going to make my face look shiny, it's just going to give this beautiful luminous filter. However, we have now entered the season where days can be a little bit warmer. I will get a little bit oily. I do have normal combo skin, leaning a little bit oily in the summertime, and I just don't want to go for that kind of like glowier finish. But this is beautiful for finishing powder. I just really love this product. So in the intro, this one weighed at 42.26 grams. And now it weighs 41.84 grams. So yeah, let's talk about another highlighter. In this project, this one is theBalm Mary-Lou Manizer. Mine is Depotted just because the packaging broke. This one came out of the packaging. I'm actually a little bit sad because Mary-Lou the packaging is so cute. But yeah, let me show you where I am with this one. So there's pan. The pan has been there for a while. I have, by the way, used up one of these earlier, but it's not my favorite highlighter necessarily anymore because it's just a little bit too much for me to wear on my face. But it is beautiful. This is a beautiful gold color. I have used this 16 times within the past couple of months, and I think most of those times I have just worn this one as my inner corner highlighter, and sometimes I have maybe worn it as my face highlighter and then maybe once or twice as my eyeshadow, so all over lid shade. And I will probably keep wearing this as my all over lid shade a lot during the rest of this year. Not because I want to make better progress on this one, but because I just like lighter lid colors, and now that I don't need to worry about my Panthat palette anymore, and if I can just go for whatever eyeshadow I want to, something like this is what I would naturally gravitate towards as a lid color. So in the intro this one weighed at 16.77 grams and now it weighs 16.61 grams. This one I think I want to try to use as a body highlighter now that we are getting to warmer weather. That is my progress with my cheek product project pan. I'm really excited to have hit pan on that Too Faced bronzer and that Essence highlighter. I don't think I'm going to have any new pans by the next update. I for sure will not have any empties. However, I will soon start working on the blushes more because I don't need to worry about the Too Faced chocolate bar anymore and the salted caramel shade that I have been now using as my blush. So once I get to use my blushes more, hopefully there will be more usage on those. But that is everything for today. Let me know if you are panning any cheek products. I know they are really difficult products to pan. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you on my next one. Bye bye.